7:26. I'm Matthew Alvarez here alongside meteorologist Sawyer McRoy for a check of the forecast. Sawyer, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Matthew. Happy Wednesday. Here's a look at those first alert weather headlines. It is going to be a rather pleasant day ahead across West Texas and Southeast New Mexico, with temperatures continuing to warm over the next few days as we head into the weekend. Strong storms looking rather possible coming up Saturday and Sunday. Here's a live look outside over the skies of Midland this morning. Still a nice sunrise out there. Temperatures sitting anywhere from the 40s to the 50s, 53 in Midland, 51 at Midland International Air and Spaceport, and winds are light as we do start off the day, anywhere from being calm to 10 miles per hour. We are hanging on to a few clouds across the region, but otherwise quiet conditions this morning. And here's a look at those hourly temperatures as we head through the day, going to warm into the 70s and 80s by this afternoon and evening. 78 for Midland and Odessa, 82 for Monahans, Pecos, and Fort Stockton, 87 for Presidio, and winds through the day anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Coming up tonight, expect partly cloudy skies, quiet conditions, lows into the 40s, 50s, and a few 60s as well, but most in the 40s and 50s, 55 overnight for Midland and Odessa. Here's a look at that first alert 7-10 day forecast, where we are going to see those temperatures continue to warm coming up Thursday and Friday. 79 tomorrow, 80 on Friday, and a touch breezy ahead of some active weather for our Saturday and Sunday. 80% chance of thunderstorms on Saturday, 30% chance on Sunday. Slightly cooler for our Saturday, and we are looking at the potential for severe weather both of those days, especially coming up on Saturday, so that is something you want to keep an eye on as we continue throughout the next few days.
Sawyer, thank you very much. We'll begin tracking crime in Odessa, where police are asking for your help in identifying a woman they say stole a wallet at a Dollar General. Officials say the theft happened April 5th at the store on 2025 East 8th Street. The victim told officers he accidentally left his wallet on the customer service counter with a large amount of cash inside, and when he came back for it, it was gone. Surveillance video shows an unknown woman taking the wallet. If you recognize her, reach out to Odessa Crime Stoppers at 333-8477. In Howard County, a man's been arrested in connection to the murder of a missing woman. According to the sheriff's office there, 31-year-old Andres Purchase is tied to the death of Amanda Bates, who was reported missing. Purchase is now facing a murder charge along with a separate charge for failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements. He's being held inside of the Howard County Jail on $1 million bond. Authorities say the case is still under investigation and they're not releasing any more information as of now. For the latest news, log on anytime to FirstAlert7.com and join us streaming live now on the First Alert 7 Facebook page and YouTube channel for Wake Up West Texas Extra. Until then, make it a great Wednesday.
From First Alert 7 News, with coverage of the Permian Basin, you're watching Wake Up West Texas Extra.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for streaming with us on this peak of the week Wednesday morning. We're at the hump. We just got to get over the hump and head into the weekend, downhill from here, in a good way, though. We appreciate your patience this morning. We were trying to get on our Facebook Live feed, but it was giving us some problems, specifically me trying to get on. It just wouldn't cooperate. And I finally manhandled it and got it into working. Said, computer, you got to get to work today.
Yes.
So, finagled. Maybe that's a better way of...
I don't, yeah. I didn't like the first word.
That's a better way of describing it for sure. So glad to have you streaming with us. Let us know where you're watching from. Download our app and take us with you wherever you go. Watch us on your connected TV, phone, or tablet. Luckily, that is working fine. Luckily, you can see us on our website, our news app. That's all free of charge. We appreciate your patience for those who are watching as well there. But in the meantime, we can now get to our special segment, our trivia of this half hour. Extra trivia of the hour. The name Texas originates from the Indians of East Texas. What does the word Texas mean? Friends, winds, ranchers, or prairies? Fascinating. So yes, I've always heard of this like Native American term Texas have a different meaning. So I'm going to go with, I'm pretty sure it's friends, if I remember correctly. Do you remember?
Why would I know?
Right.
I'm not from Texas.
That's true. It's not ingrained in your mind.
I have no idea.
It's been a while since I've heard this, but I want to say friends.
I was thinking prairies.
That would make sense.
Yes.
Okay. Sawyer will have the answer for us in the state of Texas coming up in less than half an hour at 8 a.m. Our next poll question, what kind of pet owner are you? Strict and structured, chill and flexible, overprotective, spoil them all the time. I like the spoil them all the time, and I like the chill and flexible. I'm going to go with spoil them all the time because, boy, they are spoiled like no other, my dogs.
I'm like 3 of these.
Oh, multi-personality.
I'm chill and flexible, but I'm also overprotective, and I spoil her.
Okay, I get that. I don't know if I guess I am I overprotective? I don't know if I'm overprotective. What does that even mean, I wonder, like in a dog? I care for them. What would that mean? Like I let them roam around the halls, like they're pretty, like I don't know what would happen to them.
I mean, like the only thing I could think about like overprotective in my mind would be like if something's, I guess it's not really overprotective though, but like if something is off, like I'm like something's up.
I am too. I guess so. Maybe so.
Something's
Yeah.
up.
Like you notice some changes.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's just like normal pet ownership.
I don't know.
I don't know. Sawyer and I are kind of on the same page with that. So. Definitely not strict and structured. I don't know what that. Some folks have their dogs like down trained really well. My dogs, they won't listen to you. They do what they want. Like there's no fetch with them. They're going to do what they want.
There's a fly.
There is a fly.
I don't know. I mean, I am kind of not necessarily strict, but I'm structured with her. I mean, we have our routines.
Right. Well, that's a good way to put it. My dogs have no routines.
Oh.
They are horrible. One of them wants routines, and it doesn't happen. My schedule's wonky. I mean, I don't know. They have the routine of when they eat and go out to the restroom. Maybe that counts as some structure.
Yeah, I
but
guess.
it's hardly far and few in between. So let us know what kind of pet owner you are. Comment below. Marilyn says, hello, Matthew and Sawyer. Glad you're up and going finally. Happy Wednesday. Yes, I am too.
Thank you. Me too.
Got that out of our hair for now.
For now.
It's definitely not fully working, but
No.
we'll get to it. Who would make the best superhero on our team? Matthew, Sawyer, Lauren, or Jacob? We still consider Jacob part of our team, even though he's not here.
Yes. He will always be
He's always a Wake Up West
member.
Texas, right?
While he's here, at least. Once he leaves.
Who would make the best superhero? In what? There's just such
I
an
know, I'm like,
open-ended
in
question.
what sense? Like,
Because Sawyer would make a good weather person hero.
don't make my powers weather related.
You're like a stormy girl, and I'm the brains of the operation, like the. Yeah, that's a villain, but yes.
He's a superhero.
I definitely like.
I love Megamind.
I definitely am. Yeah, I like have all the minds of it. I think.
I'm intrigued about the 50% Jacob. Would you let us know why?
Jacob, what would he
Jacob
be?
would be a good supervillain.
To you, you and yes, you,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
specifically with you, yes. He's definitely your protagonist
Arch
many times at the
nemesis.
times.
Just kidding. No, he's not. We're friends. I promise.
Lauren, no. Maybe later.
Well, I'm going to vote for myself. You know what? We would make a good superhero team. We would be the X-Men, but we'd be the 7 men.
No, it'd be the extra men. Sorry.
That was good. Anyway.
That name is just ingrained in my mind.
I could be like Storm. You could be Professor X.
That's right.
Literally Professor X. Jacob, who would Jacob relate to on the X-Men?
I
Maybe
don't know.
Wolverine-ish?
Whoever's maybe.
And Lauren could be hold on.
Jacob could be the Flash.
He's not in the X-Men though.
Oh, that's a DC comic, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, he could be Gambit.
Yeah.
Is terrible.
He's kind of tough to nail down with that. Yeah, it's not. He doesn't. I don't know. Maybe the.
And then Lauren would be Jean Grey.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Okay, we'll go with that. Let us know what you think. Go to firststory7.com/vote. Scan the QR code.
We have one more.
And we have one more. Okay, I'm sorry. I
What's
missed that.
your ideal pet personality?
Like if I have a pet.
Yeah, like what do you want your dog to be like?
I probably.
Oh, where'd it go?
You know, calm and relaxed is probably like a go-to for a lot of people, but I like to have fun with my dogs. Like I like to chase them, and they chase me and tackle me. You know, that kind of thing.
Tackle you?
My dogs will literally tackle you.
That's concerning.
Because they're large.
He does have big dogs.
And one of them's really old, so I miss those days with her. Now she's like sluggish. So I think back to those times, and I like that. So probably energetic and playful.
I chose calm and relaxed. My dog, and most of my dogs that I've had, have been lazy bums, just like their mother. It's wonderful.
My mom's called me that.
A lazy bum?
Yes.
No, Cozy is great. She's really chill. She loves to sleep.
It's literally in her name.
She's old too. Well, that's her nickname. Her name is Cosette.
Cosette?
Yes. But anyway, so she's very go with the flow. Like if I had to switch my schedule, which I have had to do multiple times, she is a little confused, but she's like, okay, we'll go to bed later or go to bed earlier or whatever. Or like
just
on the
kinda make it
weekends,
work.
I flip my schedule and she's like, okay. So yeah, she's pretty chill. However, I do also like the independent and does their own thing because I get not sad, but like when I'm gone, all she does is just like lay down and
She waits
pout.
for you. Yeah.
she
You wish
gets
that she would just
sad.
do her own thing.
She doesn't play with toys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my dogs do.
Never
Yeah, they
really
definitely do.
has, but
Balls normally. That my dogs have always loved. I always buy them the canned tennis balls at Walmart.
Nice.
They love them.
yeah, no. Cozy never played with toys. I mean, she's very, very rarely does. She can, but she just usually doesn't. Her brothers back home, well, one of them now, Fiero and Bowie, would play, and then she would sometimes be with them. And then I had another dog named Pip, and he passed away. But she would kind of play with him. But he was older too, so they were kind of like kindred spirits in the way that they were just kind of like both down to chill, but also enjoyed having the company. So,
Yeah, they like to have all that
However,
together. Yeah.
I just haven't thought about getting a new pet on this shift yet because
It's a big with in the news. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough already on your already one
and,
dog.
you know,
Yeah.
she's used to it. You know, Pip was used to it. They were already like potty trained and stuff, and I don't want to like be like, okay, we have to go to bed at 8 o'clock because Cozy's down to do that. A new dog, especially a younger dog, probably wouldn't want to do that. And
It'd be tough on
I'm like,
you
I don't-
especially too.
And like having to potty train or crate train, I'm like, I don't want to deal with that.
Maybe
So,
later. Maybe later.
Maybe at some point.
Well, let's take a live look outside this morning over the skies of the beautiful city of Pecos. Oh boy, look at that. Golden hour.
Muggy.
Yeah, you can tell it's a bit hazy outside
Yeah.
to start the day.
I don't love that on cam. We'll go somewhere better.
Ah, we'll take a look somewhere
I don't
else.
know if anywhere it's better, but we'll go to Fort Stockton. Fort Stockton usually looks nice. In a minute.
Oh, that is
It's
nice.
green.
Green, it's starting to green up a little bit more out there. Springtime's really getting into full swing there on the plateau. Looking great out there to start the day. Of course, we're going to have a lot more coming up a little bit later, but in the meantime, we're going to turn out to news across America. They are tasked with finding fugitives who skipped out on court while out on bond, commonly referred to as bounty hunters. These law enforcement lookalikes oftentimes carry badges and even guns.
But our national investigative team uncovered these individuals often lack training, and patchy regulations can lead to rogue roundups from coast to coast. Here's national investigative reporter Chris Nakamoto.
I guess the craziest story was North Louisiana, about 5 o'clock in the evening, waiting on a gentleman to come home. We see the truck. We're sitting at a volunteer fire department. Truck pulls in front of us, goes to the house. We wait 15, 20 minutes, let them get in, get settled. We head to the house. Well, I go around to the back because behind the house is absolutely nothing but cane fields. So if this guy runs in that cane field, gets by me, he's gone. So father-in-law approached the front, I can hear them talking. So I come walking around the side of the house. Grandma or mom raised up a double-barrel shotgun, goes, "Where'd you come from?" And I pretty much froze at that point. I was very glad to make it home that night. And we got him and brought him back with us.
For nearly 3 decades, Alan Hudson has earned a living following fugitives who flee. He's among the nation's estimated 15,000 fugitive recovery agents, also known as bounty hunters, who are tasked with locating individuals who have skipped out on their day in court. His wife Michelle is also in the industry, a second-generation fugitive recovery agent.
Yes, there are a lot of bounty hunters or alleged bounty hunters that have made the mistakes that has caused the industry a bad name.
The bad name she's referring to is a stigma caused by rogue roundups, from wrong house raids to shots fired. From Texas to New York, news reports around the country detail dangerous situations where those roundups went wrong. In Dallas this year, police locked up 3 bounty hunters on felony charges, accused of arresting and kidnapping the wrong man. In Louisiana, police arrested 3 bounty hunters, charging them with felonies after they allegedly kicked in the door of an LSU graduate student. She locked herself in the bathroom of her apartment, and prosecutors say they kicked that door in too, before realizing they were at the wrong apartment. And when weapons are involved, the tension only grows. In New York, a conviction. An unlicensed bounty hunter sentenced to 2 months in prison when he went into the wrong complex armed with a long gun. In Houston, a 2021 raid at the wrong place resulted in shots fired and 3 bounty hunters arrested.
Do you just not do it, or what do you do? Because we're seeing time and time again where people go into the wrong house.
If you're not 110% sure the person you are looking for is behind that closed door, you don't go in. They think they can come in like the old Wild Wild West and just come in, grab somebody, and bust down a door and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, it was the wrong door."
Our national investigative team found many of these problems may be attributable to spotty and inconsistent regulations across the nation when it comes to bounty hunting. Illinois, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Oregon, and Wisconsin have completely or effectively outlawed the practice of commercial bail bonds and fugitive recovery.
Josephine, can you come to the door, please?
And she's here, why? Why'd she come to Oregon?
She's here because she believes that we're not going to come up here and come get her. So.
And what kind of authority do you have to go get her?
None.
So what are you doing here then?
Well, we're just going to ask her politely if she'd like to come with us.
Where it is allowed, the practice isn't always regulated. We found more than a quarter of states, shown here in red, have no rules on the books specific to bounty hunting.
Well, a man has been arrested after the Shiawassee County Sheriff's Office says that he tried to pull over other drivers, claimed to be a bounty hunter.
While these in yellow regulate it by limiting permission to licensed bond persons or private investigators.
While they don't need to get a warrant the way the police do, the agent will have to have documents relevant to this case when they apprehend someone.
In states that do have laws specific to bounty hunting, many require some form of licensure, often overseen by the State Department of Insurance. But there is still a patchwork of rules. While most require bounty hunters be felony-free and spend some number of hours in training classes, even the minimum age and what they can call themselves can vary. For example, in Arkansas, it is illegal to identify yourself as a bounty hunter, but in neighboring Tennessee, that title must be prominently displayed on an agent's clothing. Many agents are allowed to wear tactical gear, carry IDs that look like badges, and keep guns strapped to their side, making them often look like the police but without the same training and guardrails.
What do you think needs to change?
What I think needs to change is regulation of fugitive recovery agents in general.
This man is a member of the National Association of Fugitive Recovery Agents, a trade organization for the bail bond fugitive recovery industry, also known as NAFRA. He did not want his face on camera, asking not to be identified due to the sensitivity of his work with wanted suspects. He would like to see a federal mandate blocking bounty hunters from dressing up as the police, something that only a handful of state regulations directly address.
They need to be regulated and not be allowed to wear that kind of stuff or go in guns blaring, going in what's called hot.
We try to maintain professional standards throughout the industry.
Chuck Jordan is the president of NAFRA. For years, he's been trying to get more uniform standards on the books.
We have advocated to try to have some consistency in the regulations throughout the U.S.
Regulations that would apply across America to stop what's been happening from coast to coast.
In some states, they are lightly regulated or, not regulated at all for the most part.
In recent years, his organization approached members of Congress to make changes, but his push fell on deaf ears, and no one was interested in making changes to the $2 billion industry.
But as far as getting all the different states on board, it's quite difficult to get everybody on the same page.
While there are no federal regulations on bounty hunting, Jordan says they can revoke memberships to their organization.
There's around 20 people nationwide that are suspended or revoked as far as their memberships go.
If someone is convicted or accused of excessive force, or if an individual is arrested and charged with misconduct related to their work.
That's something that we keep internally, and then somebody would have to make an inquiry to, check to see if they were in good standing, in order to, learn that information.
Although the number of violent encounters are slim compared to the amount of fugitives who are arrested without incident, Jordan says the failure to address problems allows those who get in trouble in some states to go elsewhere and continue working. State regulators could check with his organization before licenses are issued, but he says they don't.
And we would certainly be open to that, but normally if we have a contact through from the government, it's somebody in law enforcement. There's been some sort of an issue and they're asking us if this person is a member in good standing. That's usually the point of inquiry that we would have.
For Alan Hudson and his wife Michelle, who work on the front lines, they strive to be careful and aware.
You don't just run in somewhere thinking you know best and you don't know best. That's either you're going to get killed or somebody else is going to get killed, and we don't want that bad stigma on the recovery agent's name.
Definitely an interesting story there for sure. We want to touch back on our extra trivia of this half hour this morning. The name Texas originates from the Indians of East Texas. What does the word Texas mean? It's an old Native American term. Friends, winds, ranchers, or prairies?
40-40, friends and prairies.
Both of them make sense. Prairies makes really a lot of sense as well.
I feel like you should know this though because you're from here.
I know it, but I'm just going along with it. I think I know it, though. Then I say that and I don't know for sure because it's been a long time. I'm pretty sure I remember. So I'm going to put my Texan on the line. I'm going to go with friends. Go to firstalert7.com/vote. Sawyer will give us the answer in about 10 minutes here on Wake Up West Texas Extra. In the meantime, we're going to be back in about 6 minutes with another check of the news and weather here on First Alert 7 for our TV viewers. But we have a lot more to come here on Wake Up West Texas Extra as well. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
From First Alert 7 News, this is a Wake Up West Texas news and weather update.
Morning, everyone. Time now is 7:56. Good Wednesday to you. I'm Matthew Alvarez along with meteorologist Sawyer McRoy. Sawyer, how's it looking outside today?
Yeah, you know, it is a nice start to our day and going to be a really nice day ahead for our Wednesday. Temperatures will continue to warm over the next few days with strong storms possible and likely coming up this weekend. Here's a live look outside over the skies at Big Spring this morning. A very nice start to the day, hanging onto a few clouds, but otherwise blue sky and sunshine. Temperatures sitting in the 40s and 50s across the region. It is 52 in Big Spring, 52 in Midland, 50 here in Odessa right now. Those winds anywhere from being calm to 10 miles per hour. And like I mentioned, we are hanging on to a few clouds across the region, but otherwise quiet conditions. Temperatures as we head through the day are going to warm up nicely into the 70s and 80s by this afternoon and evening. 78 for Midland and Odessa, 82 for Pecos, Monahans, Fort Stockton, 87 for Presidio. And winds will remain relatively light through the day, anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Coming up tonight, partly cloudy skies, lows into the 40s, 50s, and a few 60s as well. 55 for Midland and Odessa. Here's a look at that First Alert 7-10-day forecast where we are going to see highs warming up over the next few days. 79 tomorrow, 80 coming up by Friday. Touch breezy both of those days before some active weather for this weekend. 80% chance of thunderstorms coming up Saturday, 30% chance on Sunday. And like I mentioned, we do have the potential for severe weather both of those days. So that is something you want to keep an eye on as we continue throughout the rest of this week as details, timing, and locations are ironed out. As we head into next week, temperatures are still going to remain in the 80s at least through the first half of the week, then cooling down slightly by Wednesday and Thursday.
Sawyer, thank you very much. Talking your health now, we're a Midland cardiologist now offering the left atrial appendage occlusion, also known as the LAAO procedure at Midland Memorial Hospital, a first for our area. The procedure is designed for people with atrial fibrillation or AFib, a condition that increases stroke risk. It uses a small implant to seal off the left atrial appendage, preventing blood clots from causing a stroke. It may also eliminate the need for blood thinners. Dr. Sulay Patel says the service eliminates barriers, preventing much needed care in our area.
This is one new step that we're taking here to try to provide comprehensive cardiology care and providing a new procedure that patients previously would have to travel hours to get. And across the country, these procedures are becoming standard of care. So I think it's important that we're able to offer these procedures here locally.
Dr. Patel says the procedure is minimally invasive and typically allows patients to go home the very next day. For the latest news, log on anytime to our website. That is firstalert7.com. Why don't you also join us for Wake Up West Texas Extra, streaming live right now on the First Alert 7 Facebook page and YouTube channel. Make it a great Wednesday.
From First Alert 7 News, with coverage of the Permian Basin, you're watching Wake Up West Texas Extra.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for streaming with us on this Peak of the Week Wednesday morning. Glad to have you with us halfway through the show and halfway through the work week.
Yes.
So nice outside this morning. It's been a beautiful start to the day. Yesterday was nice and cool, drizzly from about 10 to noon. After that, kind of pushed out of the area.
The sun came out. It was still on the cooler side in the afternoon.
For sure.
But yeah, do we have any viewers that we want to say hello to?
Yes, good morning to everyone. Marianne Subia is with us. Good morning. Good to hear from you. Hope you're doing well, Marianne. We still have several others chiming in, so please let us know where you're watching from, but also take us with you wherever you go. Download our app. It's completely free of charge. Watch us on your connected TV, phone, or tablet from 5 to 7 a.m. on Wake Up West Texas on your TVs as well. But then stream live with us from Wake Up West Texas Extra from 7 to 9 a.m. every weekday morning. And we're here every day having a lot of extra news, extra weather, and extra fun, too. But also, it's a way for us to connect with you and also hear what you think, which is why we have our poll and trivia question of the hour. West Texas weighs in. Let's find out what our trivia question was last hour, which was, do you know the origination of the Texas name, the word Texas? Friends, winds, ranchers, or prairies? It's a Native American term. I chose friends because I think that was right, but Sawyer has the answer for us.
Well, Sawyer's not from Texas, so you can't blame me for getting this wrong. But it is friends. Good job, Matthew Alvarez.
All right,
You remembered
Texan.
something from school.
I've kept my Texas card.
Look at it. Carlos made a little Texas flag, Texas.
That looks great. You can see it there nicely. Look, even some color. Where did he get colors?
I think he bought some colored Sharpies. He had like 3 Sharpies in there with him this morning.
He's prepared.
Yes, because his other Sharpie died, so he had to buy some.
He's been using a lot of it, yeah, so that's true. Okay, well, let's find out now. Oh, I guess that's my job.
Yes.
Excuse me, sorry.
Yes,
I'm not even ready.
He is out the door this morning, Matthew Alvarez.
Let me get this opened up. All right, let's bring up the trivia question on the screen once again. This was the last one, so the answer is friends here. 40% of you got it correct. This is our one for this hour. What is a group of parakeets called? A party, a pandemonium, a procession, or a paradox?
This is like the flamingos and being a flamboyant.
Right, now I'm thinking it's like a pandemonium.
I feel like it's pandemonium.
But isn't pandemonium like...
chaos?
Yes, it is. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with a paradox.
I was kind of feeling paradox too.
Okay.
If not pandemonium, paradox.
Okay, we'll go with that then.
We're
Paradox it
gonna
is.
paradox.
Locking it in. Let us know what you think the answer. Don't look it
I'm
up.
gonna go with pandemonium.
Okay.
I feel like that would be fun.
That would be fun. Okay.
But if it's not pandemonium, I'm feeling paradox.
So we got our answers in. Did you get yours in? Let us know. Go to firstalert7.com/vote. Scan the QR code. Sawyer will have the answer for us in less than 1 hour. Yes. Our next question or poll: what kind of pet owner are you? Are you strict and structured, chillax, flexible, maybe a little overprotective, or spoil them all the time? Or are you a little bit of all? I am. I like to spoil them all the time.
I chose chill and flexible, but I also definitely spoil my dog. She is my child. However, she does get spoiled, but she doesn't really play with toys. She doesn't have too many toys. She can't have too many treats because she has a special tummy. So, but I don't know. You've watched her before. Do you feel like she's spoiled?
I guess any dog living a life like that is spoiled, I guess.
Okay, yeah. I mean, she's allowed to go on the bed. She's allowed to go on the couch.
Yeah.
She has special food, and she has a routine that she has to get.
My dogs are also very spoiled. I mean, it's kind of the same situation. Mm-hmm. You know, they live a very good life. So, yeah, I agree with that. Mm-hmm. I won't say overprotective because that's the thing. Is like, what is overprotective? I care for them. I take them to the vet when they need to go to the vet. I do whatever they need. I don't give them enough exercise, so yeah. I guess I could be overprotective in making sure they're ultra healthy, but they're about as healthy as I am, so I'll let you leave that wherever you can.
No, literally, that's why. Like, Cozy's the perfect dog for me because she likes to hang out. She
and
doesn't
relax.
Really like to work out. She is a little chunky, and she likes food, and she likes my food. She likes specifically. She doesn't get it because, like I said, she has a special tummy.
Yeah.
But anything I eat, she's sitting there staring at me, howling at me because she's a beagle.
So it's a long howl.
I'll be eating soup, and she's like howling at me, and I'm like,
you can't
have soup.
A tater tot, sure.
Yeah, a tater tot, a French fry.
Here and there.
You know, if I'm having steak, maybe a piece of steak, but.
I did something kind of bad yesterday.
Uh-oh.
I gave him some brisket.
not bad. This just.
It's just a nice meat to give to like the
I was gonna say,
dog.
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they liked it a lot. I had some barbecue yesterday for lunch, and it was very good, and they enjoyed it as well. I didn't give them like the whole sandwich,
Yeah.
but they got a good
couple pieces.
Yeah, and I have 2 dogs, so they're big dogs, so they want some too. So I got to cut a quarter of my sandwich out for
Well,
them.
and one of them is old. She
One of
just
them,
turned,
she can eat
15?
15.
Yeah.
She can have whatever she
She can have
wants.
whatever she wants,
That's right. All right. Our next one, speaking of pets, who would make this? Oh, excuse me. Let's go to the actual right question.
These are our pets.
There we go. What is your ideal pet personality? What do you like your pet to be? Energetic and playful, calm, relaxed, independent, and does their own thing, or a little chaotic? That was chaotic.
That was chaotic. I chose calm and relaxed, I think. Even though, I mean, Cozy is calm and relaxed. And yeah, like I said, I like a dog's personality fit mine. I like to hang out, chill on the couch, watch TV.
And
But
have
she's
a Friday.
Also,
Yeah.
But she's also independent and does her own thing. I mean, she doesn't do much, especially when I'm gone.
Mhm.
I have a camera and I watch her, and she just kind of like sits by the door. Like the other day, we went to a Jackalopes game, and she just kept howling because she was mad that I left, for one. But then she was also sitting by the door waiting for me to come back.
And just waiting, and that's the thing. She won't do anything else till you're
I mean,
home.
she sometimes will walk around and like she'll go to the door, she'll
Mope
go
around.
to the kitchen, then she'll come back and lay on the rug, then she'll go into her dog bed, then she'll go by the door. But yeah, she doesn't do much. But she doesn't do much
Anyway, yeah, and she's also older too. She doesn't move a lot. Yeah, that's true. Same here. I mean, my dogs. I wish they were energetic and playful. One of them is almost too much, to a fault almost.
The boy dog.
The boy dog. He's also senior, but he has a lot of energy. He's 9. He'll be 10 in January, so he just turned 9 4 months ago. But I miss when my other dog was like that, because she's not like that. She doesn't move much at all. She's barely awake anymore. She just kind of like sleeps all the
That's
time.
kind of how Cozy is. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm home, she's sleeping. I'm at work, she's sleeping.
She's sleeping, yeah. They kind of get like that, of course, as we people do
I
too.
was gonna say, people sleep all the time when they get older too.
And I look forward to that sometimes. But yeah, I'd say energetic and playful is definitely my ideal pet personality, even though it can be kind of a lot sometimes. I would say so. Go to firstalert7.com/vote. Let us know what your ideal pet personality is. This is an interesting one. Out of us, who would make the best superhero? Again, this is a very complicated question because of like what kind of superhero. I would say definitely me, probably for sure. That's kind of an obvious one. But Sawyer, yeah. Lauren, no, probably not.
The question should be
Jacob.
Lauren.
Jacob, I don't know.
I feel like it should be who would be the best in a superhero movie, and that would be me. Sawyer is a Marvel fan through and through.
And you're dramatic. You have like a drama like.
I'm dramatic. Thank you, Matthew.
I mean, you are, but like in like you're a dramatic. Does that make sense? Like you're into theater, and you could play out things. You could read a script. You could be a superhero in a movie. I think you could. You're a
Yes,
thespian.
I'm a thespian.
Thespian.
Yes, I would love to be in a Marvel movie. I mean, I love Captain America. I have a cardboard cutout of Captain America at my house.
That I've definitely seen.
Yes.
And
He's literally, actually, pull this up on camera, please. He is my
There
phone
he
case.
is.
I love Captain America, y'all, very, very much.
Chris Evans specifically, by the way.
Well, yes, Chris Evans,
Let me clarify.
but also Captain America and Steve Rogers. But also, yeah, I mean, I love all the Marvel movies. I was at the midnight premieres for pretty much every single one of them.
I don't think I knew that. At the midnight premieres, that's awesome.
Especially for like Infinity War and Endgame. I was
Endgame,
there
yeah.
bawling
Wow.
with everybody. Yeah, I was at like the first day that they were out in theaters and like see them multiple times in theaters. So yes, I love. If it was Marvel movie or like superhero movie,
yes,
throw Sawyer in there because I would love to.
And that's the thing that would make the best superhero. I mean, I would have like the brains, the mind of the operation, I think.
I feel like Jacob would be a supervillain.
Yeah, more so probably than a hero, especially for you. Lauren, I don't know.
Lauren could be like.
That's tough. This is a tough question. Right, it doesn't like what are we talking? Like I was saying what we would be, and I would say I'm just like the ultra smart guy. Not
He's
because
Professor X.
Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna be like the X-Men.
We're kind
the
of
extra men. And so
are you familiar with him?
So you're Jean Grey. He's Professor X, Obby. Jacob is what did we say? Gambit.
Gambit.
and then I am storm.
Which makes sense.
Yes.
I think so. That makes sense.
I don't know.
It's a tough question to ask. Go to firstalert7.com/vote. Let us know what you think the answer is. It's open to interpretation because this could go a million different ways.
And maybe comment and think what superhero we would be.
Or you would be.
Or you
Let
would
us
be,
know.
yeah.
We'll take any answer, of course. We've still got a lot more to come this morning here on Wake Up West Texas Extra. So glad to have you streaming with us here on the show on Facebook Live as well as our YouTube channel. Let us know where you're watching from. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll have some interesting stories that we're talking about in the headlines on this Wednesday. Stay with us here on Wake Up West Texas Extra.
On the morning of April 8, 1926, showers and thunderstorms pushed through Southern California, producing lots of thunder and lightning. At 9 a.m., lightning struck 2 oil reservoirs at the same time at a Union Oil Company tank farm near Brea, California. This strike ignited a large fire. The tanks that were struck contained about 750,000 barrels of oil each. The fire was difficult to contain, not just because of the nature of the fire, but because the emergency response was less than normal due to a similar oil fire that was also ignited by a lightning strike the day before, 200 miles north of the California coast. In all, the fire near Brea caused $5 million in damage, and thankfully injuries and loss of life was limited. Only 8 firefighters suffered burns and minor injuries in the Brea fire, but the fire did claim roughly 100 acres of orange groves.
Welcome back to Wake Up West Texas Extra on this Peak of the Week Wednesday morning. Good to have you with us this morning. Let us know where you're watching from. As you're watching us on the First Alert 7 Facebook page, YouTube channel, let us know. We'll begin with Midland High School, who is recognizing a group of special seniors who are taking the next step in their careers by committing to serving our country. The school held a military signing day yesterday to honor those students and celebrate this big decision.
First Alert 7's Sierra Burnett brings us the story of these young patriots.
I'm planning on joining and serving for a minimum of 30 years in the Army, and if I decide to retire, then I will plan on going into the police force.
Rosales says joining the Army is something he's always thought about pursuing, and what started as only a thought at 7 years old has now become his reality.
Once we hit 6th grade, parents were always starting to ask us, what do you want to do after high school? And I thought of Army, and so it's something I've always stuck with.
But for others, the decision to join the United States military wasn't that easy.
It wasn't really a first choice, but I started looking into it, and there wasn't nothing that really caught my attention as much, and I wanted to do something that was like involved and stuff, and something I would be like proud of to say I did, and something I know like I won't regret.
This was Midland High's first military signing, where 7 of their seniors made that honorable decision. Family, friends, and local veterans gathered to celebrate the students. Each student signed a certificate of intent, symbolizing their commitment to military service.
It's also makes me really happy to see that I have family and friends that I can also share the dream with and also help support them in theirs.
This event highlights not only the students' dedication, but also their willingness to serve something greater than themselves. Reporting for First Alert 7 News, I'm Sierra Burnett.
Really wonderful to see the commitment that they're putting into moving into the armed forces to not only build themselves up, but also serve our country as well. Really cool to see.
Yeah.
Also, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library expanding now into XTRA County's library.
First Alert 7's Rachel Fortunato attended the kickoff and shares how the program will get more books into kids' hands.
Like our friend Dolly says, the more books you get into the hands of more kids, the better everything will be.
This expansion is possible through a grant from the Texas State Library and Archives Commission and a partnership with the Education Foundation of Odessa. Dolly Parton's Imagination Library offers a monthly book to children ages 0 through 5. The books are mailed directly to the child's home and are completely free of charge. The goal is to inspire a love of reading, boost early childhood literacy.
If we can get children before kindergarten ready to read, then ECISD is going to be in a much better position when those kids get into public schools.
And inspire children to dream more, love more, care more, and be more.
You have to be able to read to hold any normal job in XTRA County, and you have to be able to read to just do any types of skills, to cook, to follow a recipe, to do anything. So reading is essential.
Any child 5 and under that lives in XTRA County is eligible for the program. Pollard says these books can even be beneficial for the kids' parents.
It actually even helps their families be more literate. If they have parents at home who are struggling to read, through these books each month and they're reading with their child, it just encourages the families to learn to read together.
The library was launched in 1995 and mails over 3 million books each month to children. Dolly Parton created the library after seeing her own father's struggles with literacy.
I created the Imagination Library as a tribute to my daddy. Now, he was one of the wisest men I've ever known, but I knew in my heart this inability to read probably kept him from seeing all his dreams come true. If you can read, you can teach yourself anything.
For First Alert 7 News, I'm Rachel Fortunato.
So cool to see a program like that all across the country coming to our local library here in XTRA County, which is undergoing a big project here soon in the next few years downtown. But nice to see them trying to get more books into younger kids' hands, because nowadays you have so many devices that distracts them from reading. Nice to see that initiative there.
It's kind of unrelated, but did you guys ever have RIF when you guys were in school?
Mm-mm.
It was a program that we had in Colorado called RIF, and it stood for Reading is Fundamental, and it was free books once a year for all students. And my mom actually set it up pretty much every year that I was in elementary school, so I'd help her, and there would be books for younger kids with picture books, but also chapter books and stuff for the older kids. And so it was always fun because it was a free book that you could get at least once a year. I think it might have been twice. And it was just relevant books. It wasn't off
topic
books or whatever. So We had that back in Colorado.
That's a
really
good
fun.
program. No, we had, I mean, we had accelerated reading when we have rewards for those things.
Yeah, we had AR as well.
So that was a nice initiative too. Reading has definitely fallen off with the last few years, but we have ebooks now. We have other things where we can get kids involved and still have them read. But also a reminder to check out your local library. In fact, go get a library card. Good to have, especially in our community this time of the year. And especially when we have Dolly Parton pictures and cutouts there. What can be better?
I love that.
Why not? Well, we're going to be back in just a few minutes with a First Alert 7 news and weather update. More Wake Up West Texas Extra continues in just a few minutes. Stay with us here.
From First Alert 7 News, this is a Wake Up West Texas news and weather update.
Morning, everyone. Time now is 8:25 on this Wednesday. Good to have you with us. I'm Matthew Alvarez here alongside meteorologist Sawyer McRoy for a check of the forecast. Sawyer, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Matthew. Happy Wednesday. Here's a look at those First Alert weather headlines. It is going to be a very nice day across West Texas and southeast New Mexico today. Temperatures continue to warm coming up Thursday and Friday with strong storms possible this weekend. Excuse me. Here's a live look outside over the skies of Big Spring this morning, where it is a nice start to the day. Blue skies, sunshine, temperatures sitting in the 40s and 50s across the region. 55 in Big Spring, 53 in Midland, 50 here in Odessa. Winds are light, anywhere from being calm to 10 miles per hour. And we are starting off the day with mostly sunny skies and quiet conditions. Temperatures are going to be nice today, into the 70s and 80s by this afternoon and evening. 78 for Midland and Odessa, 82 for Pecos, Monahans, and Fort Stockton. 87 for Presidio, and winds through the day looking to remain relatively light, anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Coming up tonight, expect partly cloudy skies, lows into the 40s, 50s, and a few 60s as well. 55 for Midland and Odessa, and those winds overnight anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles per hour as well. Here's a look at that First Alert 7 10-day forecast, where we are going to see temperatures continue to warm Thursday and Friday. 79 tomorrow, 80 by Friday, a touch breezy both of those days. Ahead of some active weather expected this weekend, especially coming up on Saturday, with an 80% chance of thunderstorms Saturday, 30% chance on Sunday. Touch breezy coming up on Monday, and some slight rain chances do continue next week. But overall, those temperatures not too bad for this time of year, remaining in the 70s and 80s as we continue throughout the next 10 days.
Sawyer, thank you very much. We'll begin tracking crime in Howard County, where a man's been arrested in connection to the murder of a missing woman. According to the Howard County Sheriff's Office, 31-year-old Andres Purchase is tied to the death of Amanda Bates a woman who was reported missing. Purchase is now facing a murder charge along with a separate charge for failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements. He is being held inside the Howard County Jail on a $1 million bond. Authorities say the case is still under investigation and they are not releasing any further details at this time. In Odessa, police need your help in finding a woman they say stole a wallet with a lot of money inside at the Dollar General on 8th Street. Officials say it happened on April 5th at the store at 2025 East 8th in Odessa. The victim told officers he accidentally left his wallet behind on the cash register with a large amount of cash inside of it. Well, when he came back for the wallet, it was gone. Surveillance video here showing a woman there taking the wallet. If you recognize her or have any information, reach out to Odessa Crime Stoppers at 333-8477. In education, now Midland High School is honoring students who have made the decision to serve our country with a military signing day. They recognize seniors who have committed to joining branches of the U.S. Armed Forces. Families, friends, and local veterans gathered to celebrate the students as they officially announced their decision. Similar to athletic signings, each student signed a certificate of intent symbolizing their commitment to military service.
I'm planning on joining and serving for a minimum of 30 years in the Army. And if I decide to retire then, I will plan on going into the police force.
There wasn't nothing that really caught my attention as much, and I wanted to do something that was like involved and stuff, and something I would be like proud of to say I did, and something I know like I won't regret.
This event highlights not only the students' dedication, but also their willingness to serve something greater than themselves. For the latest news, log on anytime to firstalert7.com, and we'll be back in another half an hour for another check of your news and weather on this Wednesday. So don't go anywhere. Keep it here on First Alert 7. Welcome back to Wake Up West Texas Extra. Time now is 8:32. So glad to have you with us on this Peak of the Week Wednesday morning. We'll start off with news across America where they are tasked with finding fugitives who skipped out on court while out on bond, commonly referred to as bounty hunters. These law enforcement lookalikes oftentimes carry badges, even guns.
But our national investigative team uncovered these individuals often lack training, and patchy regulations can lead to rogue roundups from coast to coast. Here's national investigative reporter Chris Nakimoto.
I guess the craziest story was North Louisiana, about 5 o'clock in the evening, waiting on a gentleman to come home. We see the truck. We're sitting at a volunteer fire department. Truck pulls in front of us, goes to the house. We wait 15, 20 minutes, let them get in, get settled. We head to the house. Well, I go around to the back because behind the house is absolutely nothing but cane fields. So if this guy runs in that cane field, gets by me, he's gone. So father-in-law approached the front. I can hear them talking. So I come walking around the side of the house. Grandma or mom raised up a double-barrel shotgun and goes, "Where'd you come from?" And I pretty much froze at that point. I was very glad to make it home that night. And we got him and brought him back with us.
For nearly 3 decades, Alan Hudson has earned a living following fugitives who flee. He's among the nation's estimated 15,000 fugitive recovery agents, also known as bounty hunters, who are tasked with locating individuals who have skipped out on their day in court. His wife Michelle is also in the industry, a second-generation fugitive recovery agent.
Yes, there are a lot of bounty hunters or alleged bounty hunters that have made the mistakes that has caused the industry a bad name.
The bad name she's referring to is a stigma caused by rogue roundups, from wrong house raids to shots fired. From Texas to New York, news reports around the country detail dangerous situations where those roundups went wrong. In Dallas this year, police locked up 3 bounty hunters on felony charges, accused of arresting and kidnapping the wrong man. In Louisiana, police arrested 3 bounty hunters, charging them with felonies after they allegedly kicked in the door of an LSU graduate student. She locked herself in the bathroom of her apartment, and prosecutors say they kicked that door in too, before realizing they were at the wrong apartment. And when weapons are involved, the tension only grows. In New York, a conviction. An unlicensed bounty hunter sentenced to 2 months in prison when he went into the wrong complex armed with a long gun. In Houston, a 2021 raid at the wrong place resulted in shots fired and 3 bounty hunters arrested.
Do you just not do it, or what do you do? Because we're seeing time and time again where people go into the wrong house.
If you're not 110% sure the person you are looking for is behind that closed door, you don't go in. They think they can come in like the old Wild Wild West and just come in, grab somebody, and bust down a door and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, it was the wrong door."
Our national investigative team found many of these problems may be attributable to spotty and inconsistent regulations across the nation when it comes to bounty hunting. Illinois, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Oregon, and Wisconsin have completely or effectively outlawed the practice of commercial bail bonds and fugitive recovery.
Josephine, can you come to the door, please?
And she's here, why? Why'd she come to Oregon?
She's here because she believes that we're not going to come up here and come get her. So.
And what kind of authority do you have to go get her?
None.
So what are you doing here then?
Well, we're just going to ask her politely if she'd like to come with us.
Where it is allowed, the practice isn't always regulated. We found more than a quarter of states, shown here in red, have no rules on the books specific to bounty hunting.
Well, a man has been arrested after the Shiawassee County Sheriff's Office says that he tried to pull over other drivers, claimed to be a bounty hunter.
While these in yellow regulate it by limiting permission to licensed bond persons or private investigators.
While they don't need to get a warrant the way the police do, the agent will have to have documents relevant to this case when they apprehend someone.
In states that do have laws specific to bounty hunting, many require some form of licensure, often overseen by the State Department of Insurance. But there is still a patchwork of rules. While most require bounty hunters be felony-free and spend some number of hours in training classes, even the minimum age and what they can call themselves can vary. For example, in Arkansas, it is illegal to identify yourself as a bounty hunter, but in neighboring Tennessee, that title must be prominently displayed on an agent's clothing. Many agents are allowed to wear tactical gear, carry IDs that look like badges, and keep guns strapped to their side. making them often look like the police but without the same training and guardrails.
What do you think needs to change?
What I think needs to change is regulation of fugitive recovery agents in general.
This man is a member of the National Association of Fugitive Recovery Agents, a trade organization for the bail bond fugitive recovery industry, also known as NAFRA. He did not want his face on camera, asking not to be identified due to the sensitivity of his work with wanted suspects. He would like to see a federal mandate blocking bounty hunters from dressing up as the police, something that only a handful of state regulations directly address.
They need to be regulated and not be allowed to wear that kind of stuff or go in guns blaring, going in what's called hot.
We try to maintain professional standards throughout the industry.
Chuck Jordan is the president of NAFRA. For years, he's been trying to get more uniform standards on the books.
We have advocated to try to have some consistency in the regulations throughout the U.S.
Regulations that would apply across America to stop what's been happening from coast to coast.
In some states, they are lightly regulated or, not regulated at all for the most part.
In recent years, his organization approached members of Congress to make changes, but his push fell on deaf ears, and no one was interested in making changes to the $2 billion industry.
But as far as getting all the different states on board, it's quite difficult to get everybody on the same page.
While there are no federal regulations on bounty hunting, Jordan says they can revoke memberships to their organization.
There's around 20 people nationwide that are suspended or revoked as far as their memberships go.
If someone is convicted or accused of excessive force, or if an individual is arrested and charged with misconduct related to their work.
That's something that we keep internally, and then somebody would have to make an inquiry to, check to see if they were in good standing, in order to, learn that information.
Although the number of violent encounters are slim compared to the amount of fugitives who are arrested without incident, Jordan says the failure to address problems allows those who get in trouble in some states to go elsewhere and continue working. State regulators could check with his organization before licenses are issued, but he says they don't.
And we would certainly be open to that, but normally if we have a contact through from the government, it's somebody in law enforcement, there's been some sort of an issue and they're asking us if this person is a member in good standing. That's usually the point of inquiry that we would have.
For Alan Hudson and his wife Michelle, who work on the front lines, they strive to be careful and aware.
You don't just run in somewhere thinking you know best and you don't know best. That's either you're going to get killed or somebody else is going to get killed, and we don't want that bad stigma on the recovery agent's name.
All right, interesting story there for sure. We want to get back to West Texas Weighs In, our poll and trivia of the hour. Let's take a look at one of our poll questions there. Let me get it back up and going.
Matthew.
Morning. Saying hello to some of our mall walkers out there this morning. Let's see here. All right. What is a group of parakeets called? A party, a pandemonium, a procession, or a paradox?
I hope they're called a party. I want to be called a party.
That would be kind of cool, just like your flamboyance for the flamingos.
That's why I went with pandemonium.
I chose paradox. I have no particular reason
Lauren?
why.
I feel like I've heard this before.
Really?
I think it's pandemonium.
Pandemonium.
I feel like I've heard that.
It would be interesting.
Where's my mother?
Interesting for
Mother,
sure.
are you watching?
Let's see. I haven't seen. Let me open up my
She's
Facebook.
commented a couple of times and you haven't said anything.
Really? I'm sorry. I must have missed it. Let me open it back up. Let's see here. There we go. Yes, here we go. All right. Chris Kavanaugh's with us.
Chris Kavanaugh, what's up?
Good morning. Sawyer will let us know what the answer is coming up in less than 20 minutes here on Wake Up West Texas Extra. Our next poll question, what kind of pet owner are you? Are you strict and structured, chill and flexible, overprotective, or spoil them all the time?
Spoil.
I have to say it's tough because I definitely not strict and structured. I'm chill and flexible, and they are spoiled all the time. Especially, I'm definitely not overprotective. What does that even entail, being overprotective for your pet? She was saying possibly.
Me.
She had said possibly, but it's like, what is overprotective? Like, what does that consist of? Like, you don't want them to be near other dogs?
Camera in their home to watch their pets.
That is true. You have
Not really for her.
I didn't think about that. You do have a camera in your home watching your pet. And you check in and send us pictures of her all the time. That's true.
Not all the time.
Every once in a while.
Your house for like 4 hours at a time because you have to go and see her.
I told you all, she's my child, okay?
That's true, now that I think about it.
And it's not because I need to go see her. It's because she is old and has bladder issues, and I don't want to come home to
a
pee
mess. Yes.
Sawyer is an overprotective pet owner.
I guess so. Okay, so Sawyer, so you fall, but you're not strict instructions. Oh, wait, you have regiment.
I was going to say, we have a routine
A routine,
every day.
yeah.
She eats 4 times a day. She gets a quarter of a cup of her special SO food. She eats when I go to work. She eats on my break. She eats at 3 p.m. and then she eats at 6 p.m.
So maybe you are all of these things, now that we think about it.
And then she eats again at 6:45 because she gets a little bit of wet food before we go to bed. She gets a probiotic every morning and every afternoon. She also gets joint supplements every afternoon at 3 p.m. Anyway, I wash her water bowls every week. I wash her food bowls every week.
That's important.
That is important.
Yeah, they start smelling bad.
Let's see.
Got to keep those clean. That is a lot for sure. Certainly more than I do.
Well, and and we talked about it, like she has a special tummy, so like she doesn't get human food.
Mm-hmm. Just a tater tot
My
every
dad
once in a
always
while.
gets mad at me. He's like, you're eating steak, feed her a piece of steak. I'm like, no.
Because she
can get
starts,
sick.
she starts throwing up or something? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of unrelated to, she has a special stomach, but it's not really related to her stomach anyway. But yes, she has a special diet and stuff. So I'm like, no, I don't want to mess that up. Like if it's her birthday or something, like her birthday was a couple weeks ago, I gave her 2 tater tots from Sonic. 2.
She gets a couple tater
2.
tots and that's all.
And that's it. So I guess, yes, I'm overprotective, but she's my girl.
That's
And
true.
She's my only dog that I have out here with me now because I had another one and he passed away. So, I mean, and I've talked about it before, I went to the rescue with a family friend who volunteered there and really wasn't even looking for a dog.
Yeah.
But I found Coze and she climbed up in my lap and let me pet her and hang out with her. And now she's been my girl since.
Tiffany McElroy chiming in, saying she's overprotective. I am scared of losing my dogs. I've lost Bowie and Cozy before, one of the scariest experiences of my life, and I also spoil my doggies.
Her dogs are definitely spoiled.
For sure.
I don't feed my dogs human food. They buy a whole hamburger for their dogs.
I know a few people like that as well in my family who do the same thing. They'll get something extra for them and take it home. I do know. Not good for the diet, for sure. My dogs yesterday had brisket, so I'm on the list because that's a pretty expensive meal.
My dad gets a rotisserie chicken every single week.
For the dogs? That's also spoiled. Okay.
Rookie eats only rotisserie chicken and vegetables.
Which is good for them, by the
I was
way.
gonna say rotisserie chicken, as long as it doesn't have like seasoning on it,
Or
it's
the
actually
bones.
like relatively.
Can't have the
yeah,
bones,
take
definitely.
The bones out. It's like actually relatively healthy.
Yeah, that's actually good for them.
Um,
Oatmeal, stuff like that's good as well.
Yeah, so that's.
Or rice.
In the middle of it, that's what she eats every morning.
Chris Cavanaugh says, Sawyer, Matthew, Marilyn, good morning, Extra. Good morning to you. Good to have you with us this morning. Our next poll question of the morning, who would make the best superhero? Matthew, Sawyer, Lauren, or Jacob?
Why is Jacob winning?
I don't know.
I don't like this.
It's definitely
He
interesting.
should not be an option anymore.
Just remove Jacob. Just take him
Goodbye,
off.
Jacob.
Goodness gracious. Just remove him from the list. Let us know what you think the answer is. Go to firstalert7.com/vote. So good to have you with us this morning. We're having a lot of fun on this Peak of the Week Wednesday. Halfway through the week, it is flying by for sure.
It's going by pretty quickly.
Let's see if the other half goes
I
by
hope
just
so.
as fast. So hopefully we'll get to the weekend pretty quickly. I know it's going to be a crazy one in the way of weather. We'll have to keep our eye on that, of course. You have your forecast in about 10 minutes or so. Tiffany McElroy clarifying, I don't feed them human food. Sawyer's dad does. That's the clarification. And the dogs sleep with them too.
Yeah, they do. They actually had to get a bigger bed. They had to agree to a king-size
king-size bed.
because 2 of them sleep on the floor in puppy beds, just because that's kind of how they were.
They're comfy doing
They were in
that.
a foster home before they got them, and at the fosters they slept in the puppy beds. So they
Okay.
have puppy beds and they sleep in there. But Bowie and Roxy will sleep in the bed with them. And Bowie is a dachshund, so he likes to burrow under the covers.
So he's real
And
comfortable.
and Fiero, they also had another dog before he passed away a couple months ago, and he would sleep. He literally had a pillow on the bed and would sleep on his pillow, and we'd just say, "Get in your spot," and he'd go on his pillow
And stay there.
and stay there pretty much all night.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you for letting us know, and thank you for joining us. We'll be back in just a few more minutes with more Wake Up West Texas Extra.
From First Alert 7 News, with coverage of the Permian Basin, you're watching Wake Up West Texas Extra.
8:50, good morning to you. Thanks for streaming with us on this Peak of the Week Wednesday morning. Hump Day, it's called. It's called many different things, but it is Wednesday. That's what for sure it is.
Sure.
Let me go back, before I forget, to our polls, our extra trivia of the hour. What is a group of parakeets called? A party, pandemonium, procession, or a paradox? Sawyer will let us know in 10 minutes.
Woo!
I chose a paradox, in case you're wondering.
I chose pandemonium because I feel like it's pandemonium. And
You
I
and
think
Lauren
that'd
did
be cool.
both, right? Lauren,
Yes.
is that correct? Yes, okay. Well, take us with you wherever you go, grocery store, you name it. You can watch your favorite First Alert 7 shows on our app for free on your connected TV, phone, or tablet. We're streaming live here from 7 to 9 every weekday morning as we take a live look outside. I'm curious what it looks like now. Looks like Big Spring on a
Beautiful.
sunny day.
I think it looks really nice outside.
It does, it does.
It's a very, very nice start to the day. Let's go to Odessa.
The home of
Where's
Odessa.
Odessa. Also looks nice. It'll change. There you go.
Wow, traffic is a dream right now.
Because it's
Oh, it's probably a red light.
9 a.m.
That's true. Everybody's getting to
Kids
work.
are at school,
Kids
people
are already
at
in.
work.
Yeah, that's true. School just started for high school a few minutes ago.
Looks nice out there. Let's go to
Not a cloud in the. Talk about a difference 24 hours makes.
to the Midland.
It was very gloomy yesterday morning.
Maybe we're not going to Midland.
Definitely could take a little bit sometimes. It definitely can hold up a little bit. Okay.
There we go.
Interstate 20 moving along
There's a lot
nicely.
of traffic on I-20.
Yes, there is. Truck traffic getting out of there, starting the day.
You know what I've noticed a lot lately? There's been a lot of trucks on like residential roads around here, and I'm like,
Which
why?
I believe is an ordinance in Odessa. You have to have a delivery location within the city limits to drive a big truck in the city limits, or they get put in trouble.
I don't know. There were a lot. Like I've seen like 4 or 5.
18-wheeler like trucks.
Mhm.
Wow.
Like on 52nd.
Unless that's ordinance has changed. Last I remember, they can't go.
And not like 52nd on the way to like 338.
But like in the middle.
52nd, yeah, like in
Grandview.
like a random area. And I'm like, what
Very
are you doing
interesting.
here?
You're like, what is this?
Anyway.
All right. Well, meanwhile, take a look at this. Birds of a feather puzzled together at Maryland Zoo. Who posted this video? Charming video of 2 problem-solving macaws. The zoo said Louis helped Oddball, one of the newest animal ambassadors, learn the ropes. Macaws and other parrots, by the way, are among the smartest bird species, along with crows and ravens. Look how easy it is for this bird. He understands this one has to hand it to him, grabs it, holds onto it, and then puts it over the thing. There's a name for this toy, and I don't remember what it's called, but pretty cool.
I think, yeah, just called like rings or like a stack.
A ring stack?
Yeah. I don't know. I had one as a kid.
Me too.
Many kids had them as kids.
They're called Rock-a-Stack Ring Stacking Stack. That's interesting. Rock-a-Stack it's called.
Interesting.
Well, I'm glad to see they were rocking the stack and stacking those rings. Pretty cool.
Possibly a paradox of parakeets.
Possibly?
Just kidding. These are macaws.
Oh, that's
Well,
true.
they are
well,
macaw parrots.
I guess a derivative of. Yeah, that's true. Sawyer will let us know the answer to that question in just a little bit. The Oakland Zoo, meanwhile, more animals for you in California, is taking care of a rescued orphan mountain lion kitten. His name is Crimson. The 3-week-old kitten is undergoing health checks and multiple daily bottle feedings, as you can see here. Now the zoo is starting to let Crimson socialize with other mountain lions. Staff eventually hope to introduce Crimson to Clover, another orphaned kitten at the zoo. Look how sweet, getting syringe fed right there.
So cute.
Wishing he had his mom, I'm sure. Just like Punch the Monkey. Now we have Crimson, the mountain
I'm
lion.
intrigued why we've had so many orphaned animals lately.
Become more common than we think, I guess. It's kind of sad.
I guess.
But
It's a little
looks
odd.
like we have some good humans taking care of the animal, which is good to see that veterinarians like that step up and help these animals when in need. And they're able to grow up in a really nice cared facility.
I want to know if our beaver from yesterday found his way back home
That's true, the beaver.
from Austin.
From Austin, yes. I'll have to look into that.
We'll have to see.
Now for a Wake Up West Texas news and weather update. We appreciate you streaming with us, so we're going to have a little bit more. Sawyer will give us the answer to that trivia question right after the break. Stay with us.
From First Alert 7 News, this is a Wake Up West Texas news and weather update.
8:55 on this Wednesday morning. Good morning to you. I'm Matthew Alvarez alongside meteorologist Sawyer McRoy with a check of the forecast. Sawyer, how's it looking outside?
It is a really nice start to our day and really looking at a pleasant day overall for our Wednesday. Temperatures continue to warm over the next few days with strong storms possible coming up this weekend. Here's a live look outside over the skies of Odessa. Blue skies, sunshine. As far as the eye can see, it is a really nice start to the day. And that's kind of what we're going to see throughout the rest of today. Temperatures currently sitting in the 40s and 50s, 54 in Midland, 50 still here in Odessa, and those winds anywhere from being calm to 10 miles per hour. Here's a look at what live radar. We are hanging on to blue sky, sunshine, quiet conditions area-wide, and temperatures as we continue through the day are going to warm up nicely with highs into the 70s and 80s by this afternoon and evening. 78 for Midland and Odessa, 82 for Pecos, Monahans, and Fort Stockton, 87 for Presidio. And winds as we continue through the day do look to remain relatively light, anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, expect partly cloudy skies, lows into the 40s, 50s, and a few 60s as we head into our Thursday, 55 overnight for Midland and Odessa. Here's a look at that First Alert 7 10-day forecast. We are going to see temperatures continuing to warm over the next few days. 79 coming up tomorrow, 80 on Friday, and a touch breezy both of those days. For the weekend, though, really want to keep an eye on that forecast because we are looking to see the threat for severe weather both of those days, especially coming up on Saturday, and slightly cooler temperatures for Saturday as well. Temperatures dropping back into the mid-60s that day. Overall, though, as we continue throughout the week, temperatures remaining in the 70s and 80s with those rain chances coming up this weekend.
Sawyer, thank you very much. Tracking crime now, where Odessa police arrested a convicted felon for pistol whipping another man and knocking him unconscious. Odessa police say this happened Monday night at the Green Car Wash near 42nd Street and Andrews Highway. A witness told police that Jeremy Farley hit a man in the head with a pistol. Then while the man was knocked out, Farley stole the man's gold chain and drove off. Police stopped Farley at a nearby Wendy's and found the stolen chain. But investigators learned that the pistol that Farley had hit the man with was thrown out of the vehicle. Farley is at the XTRA County Jail charged with aggravated assault, aggravated robbery, tampering with evidence, and having a firearm as a convicted felon. Much lighter news in education. Midland ISD Superintendent Dr. Stephanie Howard taking on a new statewide role, joining the advisory board for the Texas Fellowship. This is a Texas Tech program focused on research-driven education policy. The year-long fellowship brings together educators and community leaders to tackle real-world challenges in Texas schools and develop new policy solutions. Howard says that it's a chance to connect Midland ISD's network on growing teachers and leaders to bigger conversations about improving student outcomes all across Texas. In the community, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library expanding to the XTRA County Library. This expansion is possible through a grant from the Texas State Library and Archives Commission and a partnership with the Education Foundation of Odessa. Dolly Parton's Imagination Library offers a free monthly book to children ages 0 through 5. The goal, to inspire a love of reading, boost early childhood literacy, and inspire children to dream more and read more.
You have to be able to read to hold any normal job in XTRA County, and you have to be able to read to just do any types of skills, to cook, to follow a recipe, to do anything. So reading is essential.
Any child 5 and under that lives in XTRA County is eligible for this program. The library was launched in 1995 and mails over 3 million books each month to kids. For the latest news, you can log on anytime to our website. That is firstalert7.com. We also invite you to download the First Alert 7 mobile news and weather apps. Tune in a little bit later for First Alert 7 News at noon with Jacob Brandenburg and meteorologist Sawyer McRoy. Make it a great Wednesday. Extra trivia. What is a group of parakeets called? A party, a pandemonium, a procession, or a paradox? I thought it was a paradox. It sounds right, but I don't know.
Well, my mother said she chose party, even though she, I guess didn't vote on it. But it is, drum roll please, a pandemonium.
Really? That's a group of
parakeet,
parrots.
Or parrots.
Look at that. Good drawing.
Carlos is very talented.
He
y'all.
really is. He never ceases to surprise us. And I learn something new every day, too.
I love that Lauren and I knew this.
Yeah, and I did not. I thought it was a paradox, but it was not. Well, thanks for streaming with us. We had a great day today. It was a lot of fun.
Sure.
It was good. It was
We
a
had
good
some
time.
issues to start out, but
We did. We got them fixed.
rolled smoothly through there. So hopefully, fingers crossed for tomorrow, that will be A-okay.
That's right. Have a good day. We'll see you back here then.